Unnati. Let's start at least the conversation, because as it is going to be micro programs. So in that micro also we'll lose few minutes. So uh, if we can start with a little bit of conversation, knowing about each other,
Yes,
and slowly during the discussion we'll take it ahead. Uh, would you like to start, or how do you want to take it?
sure. I just want to say a big thank you to everyone in the room. Hi, everyone. I'm Samira, and I've been a Laja member for quite a while. I think I may have met many of you. Beena, Himangi, Madhvi. I definitely remember meeting you. Hemlata, Anupama, Anya. I hope I have the privilege of meeting you in person soon. So, the Unnati Ka Pathshala is a dream of Ridhi's, and this is the first in our series of programs, which we found was selling skills which everyone wanted to learn about. So, Kalpesh has been kind enough to agree to be our facilitator. For many of us, he needs no introduction, but for those of you who don't really know him, Kalpesh is a sales and leadership facilitator and trainer. He runs his own training company. He does a lot of consulting in the area of sales. He has many selling skills program, and he's also helped Lajja many times. He's done mentoring for the children last year, and this year he's very graciously agreed to run a short program for us. So I do hope that you'll enjoy Kalpesh's program. I've attended his program before. So yeah, so we are, some of us are big fans, but I guess we let Kalpesh talk for and speak for himself now. Over to you, Kalpesh. Welcome. Thank you so much for doing this for us.
Thank you, Samira. Always a pleasure. I think last time I had an opportunity to work with children who were going to participate in the exhibition, and in this journey of 6 hours, I'm going to share a lot of stuff which they taught me. So I was teaching them about giving discounts, and they had better ideas than me on how to discount. They had better ideas than me to how to negotiate. Few of them told, maybe even were so clear that do we really need to negotiate. So they had an absolutely. So I've been doing sales training, sales consulting for last about 14 years. Before that, I've been a sales professional for about 11 years. But I think that interaction with the children gave me a lot of insights, which also I'm going to share with you. So they were too good, and those were 7 years, 8 years, 11 years children, and who had completely different way of looking at sales. So what we are going to do is, I'm not going to show you any PPTs. I'm not going to show you any slides. It is going to be purely conversation. We will discuss on sales, and I'm sure everybody gets introduced to this word sales very early in our life. But as we grow, our perspective towards sales keeps on changing. And thanks to COVID, maybe there has been a lot of the way we looked at sales has completely changed. Hello, Mina ma'am. How are you? Welcome. So, what we will do today is, before we start getting into a conversation what sales is all about, I will like to listen from each one of you two things. One, what do you do? Why did you start what you do? So, what was the reason for you starting what you are doing today? And last is, what is one challenge which you face when it comes to scaling up your business? So if we can have a quick round, because we are going to be a small group, that will help me to understand and you know uh, pace the program accordingly. Who would like to go first? Should yeah, Bina ma'am, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm Beena Ramaya. I am an interior designer, and I'm very weak at negotiation. When it comes to like I go for fixed price, and when if somebody is there who is ready to negotiate, I get frightened and I don't negotiate. I feel I am cheated every time somebody negotiates with the price. I feel I am cheated.
Okay. And why did you start? What did you start? Why did you start your business of interior design?
uh, because I'm very passionate about it.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Who would like to go next? Yeah. Or yeah, yeah, Himangi. Yeah. You are on mute. We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm an educator. I'm also a counselor, and I'm also a
Himangi ma'am, can
consultant.
you come a little closer to your screen? आपका आवाज आ रहा है पर मुझे अप्रॉक्स मतलब समझना पड़ रहा है क्या बोल रहे हैं.
This works.
Little better. Yeah.
Yeah. So I am a counselor. I'm an educator, and I also am again. There is an issue. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. So yeah, that's what I do. My biggest challenge is I'm too introverted, so I can't go out there and put up my products. It's not that I don't have confidence in them, but it's just that I don't know how to market them.
Okay.
That's my biggest challenge. And I went into this field because I'm very passionate and I love creating things for children that will help them further. So be it in any of the spheres or whatever I do, that's the idea behind it.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Welcome to everybody who has joined now. So what we have been doing is we are doing a quick round of introduction on what you do. Why did you start what you're doing today? And what is one challenge which you're facing? So two challenges what have come till now is one is negotiation. And second is maybe somebody feel that, okay, she is introvert. So we will get into discussions on all these topics. Yeah. Can I go as per the screen? So in the screen, first I can see Samira. Samira, can you go first?
Sure. So for me, I'm a coach and a facilitator, and I find that in terms of coaching, I wanted to look at scaling my business there, because at the moment it's really small. So the training and the facilitation is going well. So in terms of coaching, which is more one-on-one coaching, corporate coaching, that kind of thing, I wanted to maybe get some insights on how to do that.
And why did you get into this business?
Why did I get into this business? I don't see it as a business. I see it as something that I have to offer the world. And when I see change in people, I feel that I've sort of done seva in a sense. It's a weird way to explain it, but yeah.
Yeah, good, nice. Yeah, Madhu ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. My name
And
is Madhu.
just a minute, let me be very clear. So language is not a barrier. अगर आपको हिंदी में बोलना है, गुजराती में बोलना है, मराठी में बोलना है या इंग्लिश में बोलना है, आई थिंक वी आर कंफर्टेबल विद ऑल द लैंग्वेजेस. सो जो भी लैंग्वेज से आपको लगता है आप दिल से बोल सकते हो, प्लीज स्पीक दैट लैंग्वेज. या
Sure.
या माधवी.
I'm comfortable in English.
Yeah.
My name is Madhavi and I'm basically from Bangalore. I have a software tool which is going to make assessments easy for teachers, be it of any size, be it big school or a small hobby center. The reason I've come into this is not all activities get equal importance as much as ACADS. And my concern focus was to have more focus on non-academic activities and assessments for non-academic activities. So that's all.
And what are the couple of challenges which you face in scaling up your business?
Well, software development happens, but it comes with so many issues, and whether I give it to a third-party vendor or hire interns or hire people, it really gets stuck at various places. My biggest challenge is the technical part of it.
Good. So different issues, different challenges. So what we would do is in this journey of about 6 hours, we'll try to at least touch base on all the aspects what has been shared. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Madhvi ma'am. Hemlata ma'am.
Hi, audible?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, my name is Hemlata Sippy, and I'm a founder of a spa called Aura Thai Spa Malad, which is in Malad. So that's basically what I do. I have this spa for 11 years, and another company which is a management company, event management company, which is also doing a spa as a specialty. So my biggest uh, challenge that I face is competition. So as you see that, हमारे spa के around our spa, see, there are like 6, 7 spas. So competition and how to price, and in spite of 70% discount, also people are saying, oh, I can get a better price. So it's a cutthroat competition where I'm really facing a challenge.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
why did you get into this business?
Just entrepreneurial journey. I was just looking for an opportunity to jump from the, I've been in the corporate world for 12 years, and then I was looking to start something on my own. So this opportunity came my way, and I really found it very lucrative and nice. So I just took it up.
Nice. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Meena ma'am? You're on mute, Meena ma'am.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. I'm Meena Shah, and I'm an educator, and I have been today in education for nearly 40 years.
Wow.
So, so for me, it's not a business. Or rather, I'm learning now that I have to deal with it as a business. I'm learning slowly. I'm moving towards it. And I realized that, my biggest challenge is marketing. So what we have is an education portal which believes that revision is very, very important to build neural pathways, especially for children. So I would want children to come and revise instead of going in for tuitions. So my biggest competition, I think, today is the tuition teachers. So why do kids, I'm not talking about older children, but smaller children from age 6 to 10 or 6 to 12 don't need tuitions. They just need regular revision. However, with tuition teachers in the fray, I think it is one of the biggest competitions and the biggest challenges. And yes, I don't know how to market myself is what I feel. And that is where I'm definitely lacking.
Hello. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Yeah. Ananya ma'am.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much for the opportunity, first of all. So I have two brands that I manage. I have a food brand, which is Vedas Foods, and the second one is an event space, Little House, which is at Warsaw. So first I had started with Vedas Foods, and the reason was I have done my master's in food and nutrition, and I wanted to do something in foods. And I hated 9 to 5 job. Like the job thing is not something that I can manage. So I wanted to do something of my own, and that's how I ventured into food business. So I have packaged foods that I sell, and the challenge is me myself, because I'm very lazy, I guess. I just procrastinate things. So I need such motivational talks, or some sessions in between to kick myself, to get myself moving from one place to another. So that's my biggest challenge, I guess. Otherwise, I think I have things sorted. Yeah.
So, yeah. So that's quite modest. I think a lot of us require the push, but very few people are very, vocal about
Because
it.
that's my biggest challenge, because I need to, because the thing is, I work with unskilled labor. I don't have a team like, whom I can talk to and get motivated, or, talk about my targets. So I need some like-minded people who can always talk about targets, move ahead, what to do next types. So.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. Priyanka ma'am.
Hello. So, I am the founder of Brain Power Classes. I have started these classes with two major courses: Midbrain Activation Workshop and DMIT Counseling for kids. So later on, I started teaching Rubik cubes. I'm teaching 30 different type of Rubik cubes. So my right now, my biggest challenge is I am taking sessions for kids, but my group of kids is very small, like 5 to 10 kids at a time, and I want to increase that reach. Currently I'm operating from home, so I definitely wanted a place. I'm thinking about it, but how to go further, I'm not having any clue.
Thank you. Yeah. Anupama ma'am? Yeah. Are you there, Anupama ma'am?
Yeah, I'm there. Just a minute. Okay. I think my video is not getting on. So is it all right if I just speak?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So my name is Anupama. I have been working for 30 years with the Intelligence Bureau. I took a voluntary retirement in 2021 October. And ever since, because my last stint was with the cyber ops part of Intelligence Bureau. So I got interested in, I realized that there was very little awareness about cyber safety procedures. And I saw that even in JNK, I used to see the children are the worst affected by whatever goes online. So that is what I took up as a challenge. I need to spread awareness about online safety and as well as give out help if there is a cybercrime committed. And this is something that I really good at because I've done it in the worst places possible. If you can work in JNK and understand the social media engineering, I think you can understand it for anybody else. But then my challenge is that despite having all the knowledge, I'm not able to put it out to people. I'm not able to make people understand that this is something that they need. I counsel. So I'm not able to get the right people. Either I'm not able to get to the right people or people are still not receptive to cyber awareness counseling or cyber safety counseling. The other part is definitely I have always been working, so I don't know how to price myself. When it comes to anybody asking, "K, how much do you charge?" I'm at a loss for words. So these are my two challenges. One thing is ensuring that the skill that I have reaches out to people because people do need it. I do know people need it, but I'm not able to put it out to them, and I'm not able to price myself.
Absolutely. Interesting. Yeah. Dr. Anita?
Hello, good evening. Namaste.
Namaste.
I'm Dr. Anita Sharma. I'm a homeopath basically from Mumbai, and I am married to an educationist, and I shifted to Kota, Rajasthan in '94. So since then, over like 29 years now, I have been practicing homeopathy, and I have been dealing with students as my patients mostly because Kota is a hub for education. So I have been dealing with them, especially the competitive aspiring students. And being a homeopath, I have always wanted to go on the root cause. Okay, main problem kidhar hai, udhar, what is the source of this problem? So go to that and then treat that. In doing that, I have always been trying to figure out कि ये बच्चों के marks क्यों नहीं आ रहे हैं on their performance basis. So I have learned and expertise many healing modalities like NLP, mindfulness, chakra balancing, emo balancing, emotional intelligence, like body mind programming, self hypnosis, clinical hypnosis, so many things, so many modalities I know, and I use most of them for the students, mostly for their performance enhancement. My issue is that I know a lot, but I don't know where to like focus more. How to market or how to do the sales part is a issue. So that's my main problem. I work as a career counselor for students. I use various aptitude tests also. But then again, it gives me great joy, and I'm very passionate about this holistic approach in education as well as in health. But marketing or sales is not my forte. I'm still struggling.
If sales is everybody's forte, it is just a matter of how we look at it. And we will talk about different aspects in which I'm sure will give you confidence. I think Komal ma'am is left, right? Komal ma'am. Yeah.
Yes, my name is Komal Jatakia. I'm into matchmaking service. We are running a website called Soulmate Destination Matrimony. And we are creating a marketplace for matchmakers as well, where multiple matchmaker can come on one platform, and for clients, and they can view the profile on one platform from multiple matchmakers. So my biggest problem is marketing, because here in India still matrimony is a taboo. So people don't come openly to the matrimony, even though we do a marketing or Instagram marketing or Facebook marketing. People don't come openly with us, so we don't know exactly from where we have to capture the people.
So we have everybody from a very diverse background, a very diverse kind of business. So we are going to talk about few fundamentals of selling, and we are also going to talk about few new age concepts of selling. Would you agree that the way we buy has changed phenomenally in last few years? Post COVID, last 2-3 years, do you see a change in the way we buy?
Yes.
What are the changes do you see? Maybe what has changed during last 2-3 years?
We buy online. That's one thing.
Buying online.
Yeah, I think buying online,
Buying
even the
online.
vegetable vendors
Convenience
down
buying,
there.
I guess, has come. Is a
Sorry?
new trend.
Sorry, Ananya ma'am?
Convenience buying, I guess, people need
Convenience buying.
convenient. Everything to
Okay.
be convenient, yeah.
Everything at the doorstep.
Yes.
One click. Okay.
Yes.
What are the other things which has changed?
Options.
Options.
A whole world
of options. I think maybe now the global market is open for us. So you
many
have
options.
so many options.
Yes.
And I think same thing is with our business also. Maybe if we are into career counseling, there are so many into career counseling. If we are in interior designer, there are so many interior designer. If there are educators, there are so many educators. So how could I differentiate myself is something which all of us will learn in this journey. So yes, the things have changed. The way we sell has changed in last few years, and we also need to change the way we sell. So if the way we buy has changed, then have we really looked at and updated ourselves in terms of the way we sell? So if I ask what selling means, I am sure I'll get from all 11 of you at least 22 different perspectives. So still I would love to listen to one of what does selling mean? When I say selling or when I say selling skills, what comes to your mind? What are the first few words which comes to your mind? When I say selling, what comes to your mind?
Convincing and getting convinced, either of them.
Absolutely. So first word which comes to your mind is convincing. Second?
Price.
Marketing.
Price, marketing. Okay. So there are no, wrong or right definition for selling, but two definitions which I absolutely relate for selling is that selling is 90% conviction and 10% communication of that conviction. So selling is 90% conviction. If you are convinced about your offerings, it becomes much more easier for you to sell. And same is with our customers. Maybe today somebody tells you that in Bangalore, maybe there is this new restaurant which has come at Kormangla, which serves some amazing idli, and it is comparable to Murugan idli of Chennai. Maybe with that conviction, at least if you are an idli lover, you would like to go. Maybe a lot of us would go. So selling today is 90% conviction. So a lot of training programs would teach you how to smile, how to give you a visiting card, how to tell, how to do meeting and greeting. But it is not about that. It is about maybe your conviction on your own product and how you are able to talk about that conviction and how your customers are talking about your product. So selling is 90% conviction and 10% communication of that conviction. And second definition, which I absolutely relate, is that selling is transfer of enthusiasm from seller to buyer. So if you yourself are not enthusiastic, a lot of times we start everything with a lot of enthusiasm. After some time, when we see nahi, enough like nahi aa raha hai, enough lead nahi aa raha hai, slowly our enthusiasm also falls on the way, and sometimes then you don't get that kind of traction. So would you relate to this two definition? Is selling about conviction and is selling about enthusiasm? Does it?
Definitely.
Yes,
Definitely.
So,
definitely.
sir,
Yeah, please.
I am very passionate, very enthusiastic also, and I'm very convinced also about what my product is. I give the best. I'm sure of this. In spite of that, I just can't go out there.
Yeah. So
And
see
I'm just
again,
waiting for, that mouth
Dr.
to mouth
Anita,
publicity.
there would be some process. So a lot of times it is first it is my conviction. Then somebody, maybe the first five people come, and from that maybe two may like it. Then it is all about your customers' conviction. Maybe whether they see a value in you or not. And sales is a rejection business. You will have to listen to 100 no's before you listen to one yes. But do we have an ability to listen to that no? Lot of times maybe we listen to the first 5, 7, 10, 15 no's and we start questioning our own self. But when you have started your business with so much of passion, you have thought so much, then it is a matter of sticking to that for a very long duration of time.
Agree. I completely agree. So when I started Star Child, I felt that there were a lot of glitches in it. There were issues in it, and I needed to correct them. Now that all those things have been corrected, now that I have understood where I'm going wrong, now that I've understood where and what I want to tell people, I have suddenly have a very, very strong self-belief. And I believe now that nothing can stop me. So, I completely understand this part of it.
So I always like this saying of Gary Ridge. So, does anybody know who is Gary Ridge? Have you heard about a company called WD? What are those cans which come? Rusting cans. So they are in about 146 countries, and he always says that first mind change what we need to have is that there is nothing called failure. It is all learning moment. So as Meena ma'am said that every day, first of all, if you don't listen to 5 no's, then you are not selling enough. And second is when you are listening to those no's, maybe we will also look at how to look at those no. Because no, most of the times it doesn't mean no. It can be multiple other reasons. It can be no money, no desire, no need, no urgency. But sometimes we take a no and we go on the back seat. But once we know why somebody is telling a no, so we will discuss on it in more length. So to start with, maybe let me go back to some fundamentals of selling. So when I started my career about 25 years back in selling, my boss first told me that when anything goes wrong and when you are not able to sell, go to a triangle. And that triangle is about 3 important things. One is targeting, second is frequency, and third is message. Targeting, frequency, and message. When you are trying to sell something to everyone, that means you are trying to sell to no one. So first and foremost rule of any kind of sales is maybe are you very clear that who is going to be your target market? So how does that target market or that persona look like? So for example, for Meena ma'am, the students may be a market, but the decision maker is going to be parent. That parent is going to be in the age group of 22 to 30. That so when if it is 22 to 30, again she would like to target a little more affluent parents. That affluent parents are going to be more on Insta. So again maybe so first is what have you defined a persona who is going to be an ideal seller? So targeting. So a lot of times we feel हाँ मेरा product तो सब use कर सकते हैं, and that is the first step where we go wrong. If we can actually define a persona that who is my ideal client. So for example, when I sell my selling skill programs in corporates, initially I thought that the buyer was HR and L&D team, but now I have realized that it is more of the business unit heads, the sales heads. And right from the time I started focusing my all energy on the sales heads, the conversions have been better. So targeting is all about who is going to be your ideal customer. Once you have your ideal customer, the second important thing is, do you have a database which is very well maintained, and are you in touch with them on regular basis. So in touch with them, I don't mean that every time you tell them that, okay, I'm into a matchmaking service or I'm into a cyber security. Nobody likes that. So one thing, everybody wants to buy, but nobody wants to be sold. Can you relate to this statement? Everybody wants to buy, but nobody wants to be sold. So selling today is about having a database of your prospect, staying in touch with them by different ways. We will discuss about what the different ways could be, and then it is just nudging them to buy your product. How many of you have friends in MLM or insurance, and when their telephone comes, when the phone rings and when you see their name, what comes to your mind? Do you all have such friends? What happens when the telephone comes?
So we always think that he will ask for to take insurance and all. So
Hello,
sometimes
all of a sudden our
we
blood
try
pressure
to
goes.
avoid their sales calls also.
Yeah. A lot of time we avoid their calls because we know that he's going to sell us something. And the same thing is with us also. Somewhere we work with limited number of prospects, and every time they know that if they know that abhi chalo Himlata ma'am call karegi to yahi batane wali hai, Dr. Anita is going to. So talk about what she is passionate about. But is anybody interested today in listening to what you do? I don't think so. So first lesson, what I would like to share today, change your conversation from me-centric conversation to you-centric conversation. It is all about the opposite person. It is all about what he or she wants. It is all about he or she wants her child to learn better English because of XYZ reason. It is not about you selling something. So going back to the triangle talks about three things. You need to know your target market. You need to stay in touch with those target market on a regular basis, which is called as frequency. And third is what message you give them when you are getting in touch with them is called message. So this was the old triangle. In today's world, there is a new triangle. And has anybody heard about a person called Victor Antonio? Have you anybody heard about Victor Antonio? He is one of the new age gurus in sales. You can find a lot of interesting videos of Victor Antonio. And he talks about the new golden triangle. And this golden triangle talks about mindset, skill set, and tool set. So what is mindset? Is the way we look at sales as a profession, and the way we look at ourselves as a sales professional determines how we sell. Right from for a lot of people, they demean sales. They feel that okay, एक sales professional बनना is demeaning. That is not a very good profession to be in. So sometimes we tend to look at sales as a very low profile profession, and that is the first mistake what we feel, that customer is a king or मैं यहाँ पे हूँ, and then you are never been able to have a equal conversation with them. So when we talk about mindset, it talks about the way I look at sales as a profession, and the way I look at myself as a sales professional changes my way I sell. So if today Hemangi ma'am or Meena ma'am or Dr. Anita are working with students, they are really shaping their careers. They are co-partnering with their parents in terms of having a bright future for their children. So the day we start, looking at what we are offering, and again, catch all these words. You are not selling, you are offering. You are not, telling them to try. You are inviting them to try. So start catching these words right from day one, and it really makes a big difference. So where you using words like offering, using word like inviting to have an experience of your product, and sales is about using right words. When I tell you, why don't you come tomorrow, I am going to do a demo program for Essential. And if I tell you, I would like to invite you to experience Essential, which would take only half an hour investment. probably the second would connect with you a little better. Yeah. So the new triangle is mindset, how I look at myself as a sales professional and how I look at sales as a profession determines how I sell. Second is tool set. What does tool set mean? I may have the best, Dr. Anita may have best of the product, or maybe Ananya ma'am may have the best of the product. But what are the tool set which are available? So tool set is your brochure, your website, your Facebook page, your Insta page, your LinkedIn page. So whether I also require multiple tools which will talk about what my business is. How the world would come to know. It is not going to be. So what I told you are very basic things. So your tool set can be your brochures, your tool set can be your Facebook page, LinkedIn page, your Insta page. For me, my biggest tool set is so people who have known me maybe for last 6 months, my biggest tool set for me has been my podcast. So how many of you have ever listened to my podcast? Bina ma'am. Believe me, I last 3 months, about 7 to 8 businesses, maybe clients, what I've closed is because of the podcast. And how much that podcast cost me? Every morning, 2 minutes. But I've been doing it for about 300 days now. So day before yesterday, I was talking with an L&D head for a large organization, and I told him that, okay, if you want to look at my content on sales, why don't you look at my podcast? So he immediately told me, Acha, you are KT. Acha, sales coach. And I was so happy to see that so he told maybe, sir, I listened to your 100th podcast for 10 times. So sometimes you don't know. Maybe sometimes you do something for 10 days, 20 days, 30 days, and you feel that nobody is watching. But there is somebody who is listening and watching. And believe me, when you do that every day, you also improve. So you may have the right mindset, but do you have the right tool set? So can you do an audit for your own tool set? Then can you go back and see your website? Can you go and see back your introduction mail? Can you see and always upgrade your Facebook pages, your Insta pages, your reels, and now marketing has become much more easier than what it was there in the past. So this is your tool set. Then what should be your skill set? What would skill set mean then?
Our knowledge, what we know.
Like you are attending a selling skill session, your negotiation skill, your presentation skill, your influencing skill, your convincing skill. So any good sales professional understands this triangle and they work on all the three aspects. You may have the best of the toolkits, but if through that toolkit you are not able to influence or you don't have the influencing skill, still you will not be able to do that. If you have the mindset, but you don't have a tool set and skill set, still you will not be able to sell. You may have the best of the skill set, but you don't have tools which are ready, which will help you to convince your target market, still you will not be able to sell. So all the three things needs to go hand in hand. Does it make sense? Can we go back and see our toolkit today? Maybe you look at yourself as a third person, that if you are not in this business and if you would have gone to your own website, Facebook page, Insta page, lot of people also I have seen maybe they will have a Facebook page, they will update one today, फिर 2-3 महीना लाइक नहीं आया तो 3 महीने के बाद एक बार वापस अपडेट होगा. तो opposite person also starts feeling that whether this person is serious about her business.
True.
And any content what you put, whether it is any kind of toolkit, always remember the formula ROM. All the content should be relevant to the person who is reading it. O, it must be original. Or third, M, it must have some memory hook. because the attention span of consumers today is very, very limited. We are overloaded with so much of content. So either maybe if you see that, okay, Tesla launched a flying car, you will look at that content because it is something original, which you are seeing for the first time. But maybe you want to have some memory hook. Maybe, for example, a grandmother telling her granddaughter why English speaking is going to be important, or she learning English or something. So your content also should not be about my product, my service, whether it is able to connect the opposite person by either. So when we say relevance, if it is a festival, then maybe everybody likes to have some festival based theme on their creatives. If it is, or if you are doing something which is very original, then showcase it, that new offering or something, and relevant. So the golden triangle talks about three important things: your mindset, your tool set, your skill set. Yeah, Dr. Anita.
So, like, I just want to add to this here. I mean, it's my query that I usually create, creatives also, narratives also, testimonials also, and I am constantly putting it up on the social media also, plus the WhatsApp groups also of my friends also. And जब वहां से response नहीं आता, I sometimes ask them also कि भाई मैंने जैसे मैं हमारा school का group है, college का group है, like other groups which are there when I'm associated. So when the responses are not coming, they say, yes, we know you are doing all this and you are doing great. That's it.
So what I would invite,
yeah,
what I would invite Anita ma'am is, lot of times I have seen in lot of groups, lot of messages about my business, मैं क्या करती हूँ और मैं क्या offer करती हूँ. Can we change into some content which is useful for them? So for example, maybe educational content today sells a lot. So for example, when you know that your audience is, so for example, Himangi ma'am, the audience is English speaking students, your content purely maybe what are the first 5 steps a parent needs to take so their child learns good English. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. मे बी वैसा कंटेंट अगर महीने में 5, 7, 8, 10 बार जाता है तो ऑटोमेटिकली पीपल स्टार्ट कोरिलेटिंग दैट ओके शी इज इनटू दिस बिजनेस. बट लॉट ऑफ टाइम वी आर टू सिंपल एंड स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड कि मैं ये करती हूँ, मेरा बिजनेस ये है, मैं ये करती हूँ, एंड पीपल डोंट लाइक आई इन क्रिएटिव. So either your approach can be more of educational, that people start looking at you as a subject matter expert. How to do it, it is very easy for me to say. I know it is not very easy to implement, but we will learn few tips as we go ahead on how to do it. But today I like to live with you with two thoughts, that always make your messages you centric. Okay, it is about the audience and not me centric. While you are talking with somebody, also make it your whole conversation is about you. What are you looking at? Why you thought of getting connected with us? What are you aspiring to do with this? Why you have inquired? What is the outcome you want to achieve? It is all about them. And selling is 90% conviction, 10% communication of that conviction. Selling is you being enthusiastic about your products, then only others would be enthusiastic. It is already 7:14. If you allow me for 5 more additional minutes, I would leave you with one story. Is it
Sure. Yes,
possible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, Meena ma'am, it would be going to be a repetition for you. So, but you will remind. So, you should help me that which is this story. So, this is my favorite story of Jayendra Bhai Patel, who is a sari sales professional. He works in Kalbadevi market, where there are 1,000 shops of sari and there are 10 salesmen of sari, salesmen in every shop. Somebody tells him that if you want to learn something about selling, you should go to Jayendra Bhai Patel. And these people used to go and look at him as a case study. लोग सीखने आते थे sales. ये जयेंद्र भाई पटेल में ऐसा स्पेशल क्या है? When they actually went and saw Jayendra Bhai Patel, they saw that wo shop mein there was a lot of customers who are foreigners, Spanish speaking, French speaking, and this small gentleman, very fair with very blue eye, जयेंद्र भाई was speaking with them in their local language. मतलब वो फ्रेंच में उनको हाय हेलो कर रहा था. He was telling him then thank you in Spanish. And people asked him that if you seem to be so educated, then why are you selling saris? So he told that I am not educated. I am just 10th pass. But when I started working in this market, I realized that there were 10,000 sales professionals. So why a customer should come to me? So what is that brand uniqueness which I bring to the table? And that brand uniqueness made me think. So every day night when I go to the YouTube, I just see कि स्पेनिश में हाउ आर यू को कैसे बोलते हैं, थैंक यू फॉर कमिंग को कैसे बोलते हैं. तो मैंने खाली 8 या 9 स्टेटमेंट्स आई हैव लर्न, एंड नाउ दैट कनेक्ट्स मी बेटर देन 9,999 सेल्समैन. So if I am selling, I am an educator, if I am a matchmaker, if I am a doctor, if I am a interior designer, there are 10,000 interior designers over there. So what is my brand uniqueness? So Jayendra Bhai's brand uniqueness that he learned a new skill. So either I can learn a new skill, I can my attitude can be my brand uniqueness, or my knowledge can be my brand uniqueness. So can we reflect back on 2 things before we meet next time? Can you become your own auditor for your toolkit? जाके खुद का ही वेबसाइट, फेसबुक पेज एक ऑडिट करो. How would you rate yourself? See whether that data is you centric or me centric. Third, whether it passes the ROM test, whether the content is relevant, original and memorable. And like Jayendra Bhai, what is that one brand uniqueness can I create for myself? So was it too much for half an hour?
No, sir, it was very good. For me, it acts like a revision, something that I have forgotten, and it's coming back. Though I have my notes, I have forgotten the things you said. So the story also was, a good, refreshing. Thank you.
So maybe we can just close it. Maybe if I can hear from few of you, what did you learn today, and what is one thing which you like to apply?
Yeah, I think Komal has a hand up, Kalpesh.
Yeah. So I know my Insta page and Facebook page is not great. Okay, it's completely eye-centric. But sometimes people say that you should have new content every day. But should I hire a content writer? Because people always say कि content आपको खुद को ही लिखना चाहिए, लेकिन मुझे वो content आता ही नहीं है. बहुत try करती हूँ, but I cannot write or speak about new thing every day. So should I hire a content writer for that?
Don't do it now. First go to ChatGPT.
Okay.
ChatGPT आपने डाउनलोड किया है? वहाँ पे you can just write content for this. I think lot of your problems will get solved from there. आपको काफी अच्छा content.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Any reflections of what we discussed today, and what is that 1 or 2 things which you will apply? Can
So shall I? Or somebody else wishes to speak?
Yeah, anybody.
Yeah, so I realize that what I need to do is, of course, create a differentiation, and I'm already working on it. Yes, I use ChatGPT too, and that too is helping me. So I hope I'm going in the right direction. And yes, with all the learning that I will do with you, again, I hope that I will go in the right direction.
Yeah. Thank you, madam. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
I think Himangi has a hand up.
Yeah.
Anita after Himangi.
Yeah, so while hearing you speak and talking about the tool set and the website and everything, there have been 2 things that I've been procrastinating forever. Is one, updating my website, and setting up the other website for counseling. So right now, while you were talking, I was just making a to-do list that's the first 2 things that I'm going to probably concentrate on. And yes, getting somebody to have an appearance or a presence on the Insta page. So something that really struck me is that when you're selling, when you need to be really specific as to what you're selling or what are your skill sets and the entire thing. Because I think, yeah, we do have a mindset and we do have a skill set, but somewhere the balance between all three is not there. So yeah, that's my biggest takeaway from this section or this session, and I'm looking forward to it.
I'm glad to hear such responses. Fantastic. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
Anita.
Anita's next.
Ji. So like there are so many new reforms which are coming in the education system. There are so many updates and I keep posting them. Now my question after listening to you now, my question is that after writing that, after I share that information, now should that selling part be part of that message or no?
When you add, it is like this is an information and I am selling this. Then everything finally is selling. Maybe 1 year, 2 year, dedicate yourself if you have time and liberty in terms of just educating people. And इसमें भी people don't like, if you see, you may be an educator, so you will read a reform which is 20 lines. But people, उसमें भी people want a shortcut. Okay, 2 line में they want to listen. Because if somebody is not interested, 2 lines they will read. So I think don't mix both the things. One platform, use it for educating people, only educating.
Thank you.
Priyanka.
I think Kalpesh, we have time for one last one. Priyanka has her hand up, and then maybe if you'd like to share with everyone about what you're planning to with learning buddies and all.
Yeah.
Thank you. Priyanka, please go ahead.
So I just wanted to ask कि हम like Insta, Facebook, अलग-अलग social media platform पे we are like promoting our business, like creative डाला, content डाला, but every day या रेगुलरली इतना कंटेंट शायद नहीं मिल पाता. तो इज इट फाइन कि हम लोग अपना पर्सनल भी उसमें कुछ लाइक फोटोज या वो डालना ठीक रहेगा या नहीं?
See, again, there is no right or wrong answer, but अगर sometimes if you feel very overwhelming, अगर आपका ज्यादा टारगेट मार्केट इंस्टा पे है तो खाली इंस्टा यूज करो. आपका टारगेट मार्केट लिंक्डइन में है तो खाली लिंक्डइन यूज करो. एक प्लेटफॉर्म से करो तो आपको ज्यादा प्रेशर ना आए कि मुझे सब. और एक चीज समझ लो कि हम अलग अलग रीजन के लिए अलग अलग जगह पे जाते हैं. जब भी मुझे इंफॉर्मेशन चाहिए मैं गूगल या यूट्यूब पे जाता हूँ. जब भी मैं बोर होता हूँ तो मैं इंस्टा पे जाता हूँ. जब भी मेरे को कुछ एंटरटेनमेंट चाहिए तो मैं नेटफ्लिक्स पे जाता हूँ. तो मैं वो मूड के हिसाब से मेरा कंटेंट होना चाहिए. आप बहुत सीरियस कंटेंट इंस्टा पे डालोगे तो पीपल आर नॉट इंटरेस्टेड. सो अगेन व्हाट आई फील इज आपका टारगेट मार्केट डिफाइन करके जो एक प्लेटफॉर्म है वो एक प्लेटफॉर्म को भी अगर हमने ढंग से किया स्टिल वी गेट इनफ लीड्स. Yeah. Good. So I think for the first day it was quite a lot for everybody, but good participation. What we are going to do is Samira ma'am, Vishaka ma'am is sending you a book, which is a playbook on Essential. If you can forward it to everybody, it would be great. So though it will not have all the topics what we are covering, but उसमें काफी कुछ है. So you can refer it to whenever you want. And what we intend to do is maybe we will have buddies throughout this maybe sessions when we go on. So I would request at least you call up the buddy once in between the session कि आपने क्या किया, or maybe just have a small discussion with each other. So at least you will have some support with each other here. So does everybody has everybody's number?
Yeah, actually, Kalpesh, I've created a WhatsApp group. I've added you to it and Riddhi also. And I've shared the link in the chat. So if everyone can just join that, we can use that for communication, sharing information, if that works.
So can I take a privilege of making the group?
I've already made the group, Kalpesh.
No, in the buddies.
In the buddies, yes. Of course, you can assign people together.
So I will go straight, no bias. Samira and Himangi would be one group.
Cool.
Madhvi ji and Komal ji would be other group. Hemlata ji and Meena ji would be other group. Ananya and Priyanka ji would be other group. Ananya ji and Priyanka ji. Anupama ji and Dr. Anita. And Beena ma'am, you are left alone, so you can either be in my group. So if anything,
You can join us also, Beena, if you want. We'll be only too
I'm
happy.
fine with both. You decide.
yeah.
You
So at
decide.
least my request would be that before we have the next session, if you can have one conversation on what did you learn today, share, listen to each other's sharing, and at least try to implement one or two things. Maybe it will not happen that automatically things will change, but at least it will start out. So thank you very much, and sorry for extending it by about 11
No
minutes.
worries.
No
Today
worries.
is the first day, Kalpesh, which is why we want to extend it. Just for 2 more minutes, please, everyone, if we can have little patience. So one is Kalpesh had suggested the learning buddies, which he's now assigned. So yay. And then the second thing was, I think Kalpesh had mentioned along the way he's going to give us a live project. And yeah, so I was just curious to ask Kalpesh about that piece. Are you going to assign it to us now
Maybe in the third session, I will ask.
in the third session? Cool. So can we use the WhatsApp group for
Yeah.
coordination, everyone? Are you all
I
okay?
don't want them to go back and tell कि यार ये पहले time से homework इतना दे दिया. So I think let's take one at a time.
Okay.
Sir, can you tell what's your podcast name? I would like to follow you on that.
Yeah.
Podcast?
On Spotify, it is Sales Soch by Katie.
Sales Soch. Okay, thank you.
So I hope everybody. What are any reactions? Are you able? Am I going too fast, too slow? Are you connecting with it, or it was? So some reactions would help me to plan the next session better.
Time went too fast.
I went too fast. Okay, that's good.
For me, it was good. Perfect.
No, good. Perfect, sir.
Sure. So if any suggestions, please feel free to tell me if I'm going very fast or using a lot of jargon, so I can change it accordingly. Yeah. So
Thank
pleasure.
you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you all next Friday. Thank you, Kalpesh.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Arey, Kalpesh is gone only. Ladies, so I shared one link for WhatsApp. Can we share the recording of the session in the WhatsApp group? Is that okay for you all?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
And
Yes.
whenever Kalpesh Vishakha sends me the book, I'll share that in the